Hello everyone. I haven't really been doing a lot of videos since I've been here in England because there were a lot of, I would say, technical issues with my computer. Now I have it up and running, so I want to do a couple videos, but there's this one thing that I'm a bit concerned. Let me just give my disclaimer. I think there's like a glow behind me or something like that. I don't know what it is. Probably an angel. I don't know. But I just wanted to come to you guys and pose a question. Some questions, some thoughts, maybe some questions, but I want to pose some thoughts to you guys. But I don't know. I think that my experience overall here in England has been a rather good one. And I say rather good because, sometimes you have to go outside of your comfort zone. You have to go outside of your area, your country, experience the world at some point in time in your life. And I think that's important. I mean, not everybody can do it. I couldn't do it until I linked it to education, and getting outside of the country through education was the easiest way for me to do it. And so I've been able to really explore different parts of England, London, and just, I got a few more travel dates to hit up, but my thing is I have an issue. And I know that I have this ongoing issue because it's something that I've been dealing with for a very, very long time now. But in some areas or on some occasions, I can definitely, I'm aware of it and I can be better. In other occasions, it's kind of like you can't get past. And let me explain what it is, so you know what I'm talking about. So, for those of you guys who know of my book, which is this one, The Hush Language, okay? You want to see the actual book is right here, of The Hush Language. This is my book. And this book, The Hush Language, deals with quietness as a child in my upbringing, just dealing with a lot of issues that I had to overcome and I had to face. And might I say that I've gotten quite a bit of emails from a lot of young people really hurting and really connecting with this book. So for that, I'm very, very grateful. But let me just say, dealing with the hush language, I know this experience firsthand. I know this experience firsthand because it was my life. Excuse me, I had to close the window from all that noise outside, but it was my life. But the thing about it is, here's a question I want to ask. You ever been put in a situation when you're around a certain group of people and you kind of feel like you cannot connect with those people? And in my instance, it will be in a workshop class that I have. Of course, I'm the only Black person in there, and I'm not saying that necessarily has anything to do with it, but for me, it's more of my culture and how I'm used to conversating with people. And I can conversate with anybody in different parts of the world, but for this instance, since it is a class, you're kind of made to feel like almost if you don't say anything that is of their standard when you're commenting on work or just in general class discussions, you kind of feel belittled a little bit, dare I say. And so for me, the first few weeks of the class, I was just completely thrown off. I was just like, I'm just through with this class. Honestly, I was like, I don't know. I just want to, get this class over with. I'm done with it. And I'm frustrated with it. It's a good class to the class overall. I'm not saying that particular class, but the meaning of the class is a good class because it has to do with my major. But just the way that it's set up and everything, and the way sometimes when students are commenting on your work, they're bashing it. And I don't come from that background. I come from a background where you're very sensitive of other people's work. Yeah, you want to give your critique, you want to give your feedback, but at the same time, you don't want to do it in a damaging way. And I've seen the way that you do it to certain people, that they, you know, will comment on some people's work, and just the looks on their faces kind of almost like, you know, they feel like shredded. And for me, it was kind of like, oh no, you didn't. Kind of like that for me. And so for the last, you know, we only meet once a week, but for the last 2 weeks of this class, or a couple weeks of this class, I've been very quiet. I didn't really participate in a lot of the ongoing conversations in the class, in the workshop, on commenting on students' work. Yes, it partly has to do with the structure of the class. It's like, because I'm through with it, I'm over it. But a great part of it, excuse me, a great part of it has to do with this. And what I mean that a great part of it has to do with this is that you ever experience something so hard in life? I don't want to say traumatizing, because I've overcome a lot. But you ever experience something so hard in life that you get to the point where you grow and you develop, but that little girl inside of you is still, And so your mandate is to get her healthy and to get him healthy, whatever little girl, little boy inside of you, whether you're male or female, to get them healthy. But she pulls back. That little girl inside of me pulls back sometimes. And sometimes it's, that ain't gonna help. Sometimes it's almost a bit, it can be a bit damaging, because while you need to flourish in an area, that little girl is more of, don't say nothing, you know, step back, pull back. And so many times, you know, that has really made me feel frustrated, because I definitely want to continue on this healthy path of getting her healthy, but I definitely do not want it to hinder me in the endeavors that I'm going after in my life. So basically my question is, have you ever experienced something like that? Have you ever tried to do something in your life, and that little girl or little boy inside of you, that hurt person or that area in your life that you've been struggling with, kind of prevents you from doing it, or prevents you from speaking up? And that's been my struggle, shall I say. And I definitely have been getting better over the years at it, but I do recognize a few areas where I need to really pull through. But I feel the need to talk it out, because yeah, it's kind of, you know, crazy that that happens. And of course, I think in this setting, in the educational system, in the educational system, they do not understand that. They don't care if you've been through something in your life, and you know, you're having different areas where you're struggling with. I don't care about that, to be honest, especially out here. They don't care about none of that. You come to do it, get it done. And I'm a person, I'm going to get it done. But at the same time, I'm very careful of how I go about things. And so I just wanted to pose that question to you guys. Have you ever experienced something like that? Have you ever been sort of put in that type of position? Is there something in your life that you've ever wanted to do or accomplish, and something that's holding you back and preventing you? What did you do? How did you overcome it? Yeah, so I would love to hear your feedback. And my hands is off of it right now, but I'm so grateful to God that I can still bounce back. So thank you guys for hearing me, and I would love to hear your feedback.